Welcome to Formula One 2021, where the curbs are about as dangerous as this, man. So today we're going to be looking at time trial and looking at if custom setups actually work and what we can do to sort of see the differences between them. So I'm going to do a lap without the custom setup and I'm going to do a lap with the custom setup. So we're going to be heading into F1 2021 and you know what we're going to be using. It's the Mercs. So heading into Baku, I feel like it's the best track to sort of go through in terms of the confidence you get returning in into corners with the custom setup. So we could just start with the balance setup and we'll just head right into the action. So heading into the start of the lap now, you want to sort of get a good exit off the previous corner, so you end up getting around 206, 207 miles an hour. And in this lap, you want to go as aggressive as possible, so you brake early, cut inside, get on the curb, get on the power early, and you're probably gaining about a tenth or 2 tenths out of that. Brake by the sign, cut in again as much as you can. This is why I chose a Mercedes for this one, because it's just so much faster than all the other cars. If anyone else has played the My Team career mode, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when you've driven in a Williams or your own team. It's just completely different. The amount of confidence you get from just turning in is just unparalleled. I think with the main thing with the balance setup is that obviously you do get some sort of turning in and there is the ability to drive hard on the straights, but the main thing in this sort of drive with the balance setup is that I just try to go as aggressive as possible to show the difference of even not driving aggressively on the other setup and the custom setup. You still get a faster time. So obviously in this section, wait till the black screen goes out the way, cut inside, drive up the hill, lean off the gas a little bit, cut inside again, make sure you've got good exit coming off of this. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I know a lot of people will probably be saying I use the racing line, but I just don't know the tracks that well enough, to be honest. And on controller, it's impossible sometimes with some of these corners when you've got to cut in really sharp. With the understeer on these sorts of games, you're going to end up in the wall, which I have done for 50% of my career races, but we won't talk about that. So coming off of this last bit here, just make sure you've got a nice exit. Turning in nice and sharp. It's this one right here where you're going to end up, if you get any oversteer, that's where you're going to get the crash. So coming through to the main pit straight now, 195. I mean, it's probably not as good an exit as I like, but just coming across to the line now. You just see what the time is. So we ended up getting a 1:39.9, so just in. So when we do switch over to the custom setup now, just sort of go through the few things. Obviously the fuel load low. You're going 6.8 on sort of the aero. Just go through the few settings now. You can just have a look yourselves. Just sort of let it play through. I've got this off TRL Limitless, so if obviously you want to follow him, I'll put a link in the description for that. But his setup's usually pretty good in terms of the actual custom setup. So obviously going into the lap now, obviously starting on 5 lights. I gave myself sort of a lap of each one just to see how I could do on just one quick lap. Obviously, there are going to be mistakes on my lap. I'm no pro. Obviously, you can just tell sort of the confidence I have going into corners early compared to the other setup. It's a massive difference, and I feel like this would be much more consistent setup for a race, let alone just a hot lap. So if you want to use a setup, obviously just rewind the video and just pause on those specific aspects. You can already see I'm going a little bit faster in terms of the exit. Coming into the straight, I think in the first lap I was doing maybe 205 into the corner, and this time 206. Obviously not using any ERS. Decent first corner, but obviously there's going to be a couple of mistakes on the lap. I think what I tried to do on this one is not go on the curves at all, just to show you that even with not even going aggressive, you can still improve your lap time considerably. Especially if you're going to do like an online race, these sort of times could put you higher up in the grid and could potentially help you improve in various areas. So obviously you can just see I'm not quite going on the curve, not quite going aggressive enough, because I just want to sort of show how good this setup actually is. This corner in particular I struggle with quite a lot. I just tend to accelerate too much. There it is again, a little tap on the wall. But yeah, I mean, the castle section is another one where you can really make up so much time. A little bit too wide on the exit there. Coming in now, yeah, so that's a good castle corner. But just a little bit wide on the exit again. It's accelerating too much. Not too bad exit coming out of it. But it's a sort of track where these sort of mistakes, if you cut them out, you can improve your lap time by a couple of seconds, genuinely. I know sometimes it's difficult on the controller compared to wheel. You don't have that sort of smooth steering that you'd like, and it's more of a snap. But it's a sort of thing where over time you do get used to the track, and if you do enough laps, you'll be fine on those sorts of things. But obviously, this sort of track was the perfect idea to show the custom setup and how it works on a track that is quite difficult, and how it can improve on the track that you're probably not going to qualify as high on, compared to the likes of something like France, where the curves are just so forgiving and you can run wide if you really want to. So heading towards the line now, see what we get. 1:39.7. So just with one lap, you can just see how much smoother it is and how much confidence I was having. So just obviously a run down here, you can just see the lap times, and obviously I did a couple of warm down laps after that, and it just showed the consistency with the setup. The two of the three fastest times were with the setup. So just going into like sort of the actual track itself, and you can just see with the replay of this, just obviously where when I turn in, just the confidence I have just goes close to the wall as possible. So playing it forward now, coming away, maybe a little could be on the curb there with if I was going for an aggressive lineup. But what you want to do on the exit here is just touch the curves, just get a bit more grip on the outset, and I'll just sort of play through a couple of the corners just so you can see how it sort of plays through. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.
I am stupid.